Why should we be limited to what we teach our students in the classroom in relation to texts? Why should the canon dictate what we teach our students? Why should we be restricted to the parameters of the canon, especially with our curriculum changing so immensely? We have to give as much importance today on texts such as Twilight and The Hunger Games as we do on texts like Hamlet and Jane Eyre and Shakespeare's sonnets. How else are we supposed to teach our students to analyse the media and other multimodal texts and information existing within our societies without developing the literacy skills needed? What I learnt during this independent learning project was that the canon will always be there. It doesn't change. As Jordan Bates states, the canon refers to a body of books, narratives, and other texts considered the most influential and important of a particular time period or place. Now, this day and age, as teachers, we don't emphasize enough how we need to incorporate multilingual, multicultural texts, or even Australian authors, because you've got Shakespeare, you've got Dickens, you've got the Bronte sisters, and you've got Austen on the canon, which are all English authors. So I'm wondering why they don't incorporate important and influential texts from the 21st century into the canon. Perry and Stallworth believe that reading literature that only reflects mono-ethnic views of history, such as Shakespeare, don't allow the students to think critically about other cultures, and it does not allow them to engage critically with history or current and future events. So Shakespeare was written 500 years ago, and all the parts were white. This day and age, we have multicultural authors. We have Australian authors that should be included in the canon because they are the most influential and important in this day and age. I am personally skeptical about the powers that be, so our heads of department, still choosing what the students have to study, giving us a list of what we have to choose for our students. Beach, Appleman, Hynds and Wilhelm present a case study in their book, Teaching Literature to Adolescents, showing that a teacher, like us, allows her students to choose what text they want to study for the content of their depth study. How can we, as teachers, influence the powers to be to allow the students, especially in the senior school, so year 10, 11 and 12, to choose what they want to study? I would personally like to know how, as 21st century educators, we can challenge the powers that be to get Australian and multicultural authors into the curriculum. So I'm talking like Banjo Patterson, because I love his poetry. And the author of Does My Head Look Big in This, who I can't think of her name right now. There is a wealth of knowledge out there, and not authors and playwrights fall into the category of the canon of dead white males.